The Bing Crosby Show for General Electric. Ken Carpenter welcoming you to the Bing Crosby Show, produced and transcribed in Hollywood with John Scott Trotter and his orchestra and Bing's guest, Miss Rosemary Clooney. All brought to you by General Electric, neighbors of yours who believe there is no limit to progress when people work together. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Bing.
I can't give you anything but love, baby. That's the only thing I've plenty of, baby. Dream a while, scheme a while, you're sure to find happiness, and I guess all those things you've always pined for. Gee, I'd like to see you looking swell, baby. Diamond bracelets Woolworth doesn't sell, baby. Till that lucky day, you know darn well, baby. I can't give you anything but love. Gee, I'd like to see you looking swell, baby. Diamond bracelets Woolworth doesn't sell, baby. Till that lucky day, you know darn well, baby. I can't give you anything but love, nothing but love. I can't give you anything but love.
Okay, nice opener, Bing.
That was written by Jimmy McHugh and Dorothy Fields, of course.
Oh, by the way, Bing, happy birthday.
Thank you, Ken. How'd you know it was my birthday?
Well, I've only been working with you for about 20 years.
That's right.
Besides that, when you walked into the studio tonight, there was a little pink tallow on your eyelashes.
Does it do anything for me?
Oh, I thought it made you very coy. So I figured you'd blown out some birthday candles.
Yeah, very right, very right. I dropped into the Brown Derby on my way over. You know, pick up a pot of tea or something, and Bob Cobb came up with a birthday cake.
Wonderful.
Also gave me a beautiful belt.
A belt, huh? Alligator or pigskin?
No.
Ostrich?
No, old crow.
Makes a nice belt with a piece of cake.
Yeah, toward the end of the day, you know, it supplies one with zest to carry on. It gives a fellow real authority when blowing out candles.
I think it would. Just don't set yourself on fire.
Be careful.
Did you get a lot of presents, Ben?
Oh, yes, I did, but the most unusual present, as you might imagine, was from Bob Hope.
Oh, sure. What did Bob send you?
A wildcat.
A real live wildcat?
Wasn't no putty tat.
I noticed you were all scratched up, but I thought maybe you'd been out picking boysenberries.
No.
Or I thought perhaps you just finished a scene in a movie with one of those fiery Italian actresses.
No, just playing with my wildcat, that's all. I say playing. He jumps on me, digs his claws in me, and I try to shake him off.
For goodness sake, why do you let a wildcat out of its cage?
I thought it'd be the nice thing to do, Ken. You see, today marks the beginning of Be Kind to Animals Week.
Oh, is this Be Kind to Animals Week? Gee, I wish I'd known that.
Why?
Well, this morning, my parrot said a naughty word, and I washed his mouth out with soap.
Well, when you get home tonight, you can give him a cracker with some Romanoff caviar on it.
Yes, I must make amends.
Oh, certainly. But really, we ought to level right in through here, Ken, just a little, and extend our good wishes to the American Humane Association and its affiliate societies, which help to protect animals throughout the United States and in Canada. This Be Kind to Animals Week is set aside to remind us that all animals are not as fortunate, you know, as our own pets.
Millions of animals suffer intensely and needlessly every day, and it's within our power to help them. If you write to the American Humane Association, Denver, Colorado, they'll tell you what you can do, not only to stop this suffering of animals, but how to spread kindness as well.
Folks, honestly, we should be kind to animals and kind to people every day. Now, if Mr. Trotter is ready, and I note that he is, we shall get along musically here. I think I'll pull the cork on a current novelty tune. This is called From the Vine Came the Grape. I suppose, actually, I should have Lawrence Welk and his champagne music on this with me, but I'm sure John Scott Trotter and his Muscatel Melodiers can handle the assignment. They've belt the grape pretty good, some of these boys. From the vine came the grape, from the grape came the wine. From the wine came a dream to a lover. He was back with Marie on the Isle of Capri, with a million stars shining above her. Once again he romanced as they kissed and they danced, and he even heard wedding bells chime. From the vine came the grape, from the grape came the wine, and for Tony a wonderful time, with a song in his heart. He would sip another little glass of wine. With a sip, he would cry, my Bella Maria, you're mine. From the vine came the grape, from the grape came the wine, and for Tony a wonderful time, and for Tony a wonderful time. Thank you very much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is our lovely guest for the evening, a grand girl, a grand singer, making good from coast to coast, Miss Rosemary Clooney, very big in Maysfield, Kentucky, too.
Very big. Hi, Bing.
Hi, Rosemary. How's everything?
Just grand.
Grand.
And Bing, happy birthday.
Thank you, Rosetta.
I have a birthday present for you, but I left it in my car.
A present? No kidding. What is it?
Well, it's round and flat, and everybody says it's real good.
That's a pizza pie.
No.
It's a king-size tortilla with fried beans spread on it.
No. Are you hungry?
Well, I'm trying to think of something that's round and flat. Oh, I know what it is. A stove lid, huh?
A stove lid? That's pretty silly, isn't it?
I got a lot of gifts today that were sillier than that.
You ought to change friends.
I've got a better idea. I'm going to stop having birthdays. If you get back to something round and flat, now what the dickens is it?
It's a phonograph record.
Oh, wonderful. Tell me, Rosie, is this record attached to a phonograph or is it loose?
It's loose.
No.
It's a platter of a tune that I've recorded called You Make Me Feel So Young.
Oh, it's a wonderful tune. Rosemary, I'd love to hear it.
Just stand by, birthday boy. John Scott Trotter and I are all ready to do it.
Well, then go ahead.
You make me feel so young. You make me feel so spring is sprung. And every time I see you grin, I'm such a happy individual. The moment that you speak, I want to go play hide and seek. I want to go and bounce the moon just like a toy balloon. You and I are just like a couple of tots running across a meadow, picking up lots of forget-me-nots. You make me feel so young. You make me feel there are songs to be sung, bells to be rung, and a wonderful fling to be flung. And even when I'm old and gray, I'm gonna feel the way I do today, 'cause you make me feel so young. You and I are just like a couple of tots running across a meadow, picking up lots of forget-me-nots. You make me feel so young. You make me feel there are songs to be sung, bells to be rung, and a wonderful fling to be flung. And even when I'm old and gray, I'm gonna feel the way I do today, 'cause you make me feel so
Oh, that was wonderful, Rosemary. Wonderful. That record of yours ought to go real big, huh?
Thank you, Bing.
Speaking of records, I got a big kick out of the platter you did with Jose Ferrer. You know, Woman and Man?
That's quite a battle of the sexes, isn't it?
Yes, I thought Jose sang his side very well.
He's willing and quite industrious.
He's a clever boy. He's a comer, I guess. Certainly industrious. Busy as a cat on a tin roof, isn't he? What do you say you and I kind of mix it up here with both sides of the question, huh?
I'll take the woman's part.
Yes, I think that'd be nice. I'll take the man's part, by gum. Let's go.
A man or a woman, we all will agree, to make life worth living is necessary.
A man is a creature we can't overlook, as easy to read as a page in a book. He'll boast and he'll brag of the women he spurned, but just like a doorknob, his head can be turned. A man, oh, a man, any woman will say, whatever he is, we like him that way.
A woman is something both evil and good, but too complicated to be understood. An angel when loving, a devil when mad. A woman can make you both happy and sad. Oh woman, oh what can she be? Whatever she is, she's necessary.
Complains that he's henpecked and treated so bad, but if he's ignored, then he'll holler like mad. He knows all the methods of landing a fish, but still can't be trusted at drying a dish. Whatever he is, we like him that way.
Afraid of the crickets, she'll scream at a mouse, but she'll tackle a husband as big as a house. She'll take him for better, she'll take him for worse. She'll bust his head open and then be his nurse. A man or a woman, we all will agree, to make make life worth living is necessary.
Very good, Rosemary and Bing.
We are deeply grateful, Kenneth, for your words of approbation. Now, I think you and I have something to hash over here, haven't we?
Yes, we have. It's our spine-tingling seminar on another basic economic problem. And our topic for tonight is communism.
Uh-huh. We're going to grab the bear by the tail, huh?
We sure are.
This is one animal we don't have to be kind to, really. Not too kind.
You know, for several weeks past, we've been discussing private versus public enterprise.
I think we've done it rather well, don't you think, Ken?
It's been an inspiration, Bing, but, well, communism is a special case. It's a unique kind of fallacy. It's public enterprise carried to its ultimate end.
You know, under communism, the government runs everything, owns everything, tells everybody what to do and what to think about. It's a complete 100% collectivist state. It's a dictatorship.
That's right. The entire production of the country goes to the government, where some of it drops off.
Just rubs off, you know, on a few commissars.
Mm-hmm. And the government distributes the rest to the people as it sees fit.
I think the theory is best expressed this way: from each according to his ability, to each according to his need.
Yep, that's the theory, exactly. Oh, by the way, Bing, how are your records going in Russia?
Oh, just great.
What are your big records?
Well, I got one out called Jump Over the Curtain, but nobody's allowed to sing that. Then I've got a few pop tunes out like Stranger in Siberia.
Good.
Somebody Bad Stole the Whipping Post. Thanks to the secret police, my secret love ain't no secret anymore. Numbers like that, you know, they're all current things.
So frothy and gay.
Oh, they're bright as can be, as bright as they can be in Russia, I mean. But seriously, Ken, logical as the communist theory may sound on paper, it has certain faults. Most serious one being, I guess, is that it doesn't work.
I'd say that's fairly serious as faults go.
But it's easy to understand, really. You see, Ivan, son of Ivan, grandson of Ivan, great-grandson of Pierre.
Wait a second, Bing. How'd Pierre get in there?
The Napoleonic Wars, Ken. Anyway, this fella Ivan just will not produce up to his full ability. He's got no reason to, no incentive, no expectation of a reward in keeping with his efforts. Some distant commissar has decided what he's going to get, and that's the end of it. So he does what he has to, and no more. He just meets his quota.
And the quota has to be set low, so the least able man on the job can meet it. And thus communism caters to the lower mentality instead of the higher mentality as in our system.
And the resulting total production for the country, when collected and spread around, is hardly enough to meet basic needs. Ivan has to live at a bare subsistence level. If he doesn't like it, he can't even strike because he'd be striking against the government.
Yeah, and Bing, that's only the beginning. Only the beginning.
What's next, Captain Andy?
The high muckamuck start handing down decisions covering everything from the distribution of tea to the disposition of the tea bags.
Buck shots at everything. And these decisions aren't based on supply and demand or any other natural economic force, but rather on arbitrary whim, on theoretical 5-year plans enforced by purges.
And nobody can do anything about it because communism is a complete dictatorship. Not, we might add, a dictatorship of the workers, as the excuse goes. Actually, it's a dictatorship of the Communist Party over the workers.
The real rulers are a few top men of the party.
A few moguls who can always think of a reason why they should stay in power.
Well, I understand they even have a vice commissar whose only job is to think up new reasons.
That's right.
Ken, the average Ivan, he does get one thing out of this whole messy affair. What the commissars tell him is equality. He and his neighbors, they're all equal.
And from what I hear, they're all miserable.
That's what I say. They're all equally miserable. They can all cry in their beer together. That's if they can get a beer somewhere. But, Ken, I think we've at least, we seem to have scratched the surface of the problem. So if you could just bunch our thinking around here, sort of consolidate our gains.
Okay. Under communism, the government takes the nation's entire production and distributes it as it sees fit. That means absolute government control, regimentation instead of equality, the destruction of all individualism and incentive, and the end of personal liberty and freedom of action.
Ken, you said it.
Well, we both said it.
Yeah, but you said it better. Now, while you stand there and gloat, I'll get along with the song. And this is an old standard entitled, You Took Advantage of Me. I'm a
sentimental satin, that's all. What's the use of trying not to fall? I have no will. You made your kill, 'cause you took advantage of me. I'm just like an apple on a bough, and you're gonna shake me down somehow. So what's the use? You cooked my goose, 'cause you took advantage of me. I'm so hot and bothered that I don't know my elbow from my ear. I suffer something awful each time you go, much worse when you're near. Here am I with all my bridges burned, just a babe in arms where you're concerned. So lock the doors and call me yours, 'cause you took advantage of me. That I don't know my elbow from my ear. Suffer something awful each time you go, but it's much worse when you're near. Here am I with all my bridges burned, just a babe in arms where you're concerned. So lock the doors and call me yours, 'cause you took advantage of me.
John Scott Trotter and the orchestra now, ladies and gentlemen, with one of the real classics of Spanish traditional music, Granada. Excellent, John Scott and boys. Really very well done. Now here's a little song that Perry Como has made a hit record on. A song called simply Wanted. Someone who kissed me and held me closely, then stole my heart. Wanted someone I trusted, who gave no warning we'd ever part. She was last seen hiding out in someone's arms. He knew nothing of the danger in her charms. A jury may find her guilty, but I'd forgive her if I could see a signed confession that she's repented and really wanted no one but me. Hiding out in someone's arms. He knew nothing of the danger in her charms. A jury may find her guilty, but I'd forgive her if I could see a signed confession that she's repented and really wanted no one but me. Well, it's closing in on closing time now, friends, and we got to cut on out. But we hope to see you all again next week, same time, same place, when our guests will be Messrs. Gary and Lindsay Crosby. Thank you very much, and good night.
Was produced and transcribed in Hollywood by Bill Morrow and Murdo McKenzie. Tune in next week and hear Bing and his guests, Gary and Lindsay Crosby. The Bing Crosby Show is brought to you each week by the people of General Electric, who believe there is no limit to progress when people work together. And at General Electric, progress is our most important product.